because I tried to play as well as I could. But he played tactically against me. He blocked my topspin and executed counter loops. I feel like my physical condition at that moment wasn't at the level it should have been. Maybe that's why I lost such a close match. My body needs to become faster and stronger. My topspin needs to become stronger and more powerful. These are the things I learned from this tournament. Du He. 修行分干成 LM0。Hey everyone, long time no see. Welcome back to the Ping Styles channel. Not long ago, Boll announced he will retire after the Olympics. As Pisces, I'm filled with emotion. Boll was already playing in the World Championships before I was born. I'm almost 26, and Boll is still dominating the professional scene. Truly the evergreen tree of table tennis. In the last episode, we reviewed Boll's career from his debut to his first World Cup title. So, winning the 2002 World Cup was his first individual world singles title. Boll officially became a top player in international table tennis. Okay, let's go back to 2003, 6 months after Boll won the World Cup. At that time, Boll, who had risen to world number 1, faced a young Chinese player in the second round of the WTTC. Chu Yike, then only 18, had just made the national first team and was selected for the 7-man singles squad. Unfortunately, however, he ran into the tournament's number 1 seed in the second round. From the perspectives of skill, experience, achievements, and rankings, Boll held an overwhelming advantage in every aspect. Just like in the first game at 3-1, Chu Yike launched a full table forehand attack. Even with incredibly sharp angles, he couldn't penetrate Boll's defense. 3-10, Chu Yike's backhand block hits the net and goes out. Boll takes the first game by a large margin. The second game was much the same. In serves, returns, and rallies, Boll firmly controlled the initiative. Chu Yike's aggressive forehand attacks and rallying ability were nullified by Boll's delicate short game and quick attacking skills. Moreover, Chu Yike also struggled to return Boll's serves in this game. 3-7, a signature Boll style point. After a short push, Boll executes a backhand flick down the line. Then, he quickly rips the ball to Chu Yike's backhand and middle forehand side. Forcing a weak return from Chu, he then steps around for a quick forehand loop cross court to score. 8-4, another classic Boll specialty, the high, heavy spin forehand loop. For 2 consecutive points, young Chu couldn't handle the intense topspin. With what looked like a side spin flick, Boll takes a 2-0 lead over Chu Yike. However, in the third game, after adapting to Boll's rhythm, young Chu mounted a powerful counter-attack. 0-2, pushes half long. After Boll loops it, Chu immediately powers it back and establishes a strong defense near the table. 3-3, anticipating Boll's line of attack, he scores with a direct forehand quick block. 7-10. After Boll gains an advantage at the table, Chu Yike retrieving many unforced errors in this game. Timo, Boll's wide backhand cross-court. 11-all, Chu Yike's backhand block to the middle. 12-all, Chu Yike uses a close block to move Boll. Boll backhands cross-court. Chu Yike pounces on it with consecutive forehands to score. (13-12). Chu Yike again stays close to the table, his defensive block clips the net, and he finishes with a forehand kill. And so, the game score is tied. In the fifth game, Chu Yike completely lets loose and attacks. Boll, facing the young player's ferocious attacks, seems unable to cope. This is how it is for the number 1 seed. A young player just needs to fully commit to the game plan, execute tactics, and fight hard. But the number 1 seed has so much more to consider. Being targeted, mentality, the burden of expectations, upsets. Only by withstanding the pressure can they focus on the match. However, looking at this game, even though Boll was already ranked number 1, he still seemed immature under the youngster's storm-like assault. He failed to find a counter strategy in time. In the first half of the 6th game, Boll regrouped and once again unleashed his signature 2-winged looping attack, and he built a huge... Just when everyone thought the match was headed for a brutal final game, the 18-year-old Tiger Slayer showed a competitive spirit beyond his years. Go, Chu Yike! A little taste of your clutch point power. 10-all, the serve goes long. Chu Yike attacks it to score and earn a match point. (11-10). Chu Yike blocks wide to the backhand, then to the middle with his forehand. Boll misses the ball. And that's what led to the interview at the beginning of the video. Boll once again paid a painful price at such an important tournament like the World Championships. As for Chu Yike, a spirited youth in his prime, what sorrows could he have that only wine could solve? My take is that alcohol is really not a good thing. Moving on to 2004, the most important competition was undoubtedly the Athens Olympics in August. At that time, the Chinese team had gradually formed a core lineup centered on the 2 wands and 1 ma. The world of table tennis also saw the emergence of outstanding new talents like Boll, Wang Liqin, Garo Issei Hayek, and Mays. And the Athens Olympics, aside from that Korean Supercup. The most jaw-dropping thing was the Swedish legend, Ove Wardner, who hadn't made a big splash in a while. After the new century, due to his age and some of-court factors, OWE was no longer the dominant force he was at the Manchester World Championships. But, as the saying goes, a starved camel is still bigger than a horse. And old Wardner is still a force to be reckoned with. In the 4th round of the Olympics, OWE faced the 2nd seed, Chinese star Ma Lin. As early as the 1999 World Championships, the two had already faced each other. Back then, a young Ma Lin came back from 2 games down to beat OWE, ending his title defense. 5 years later at the Olympics, OWE, sporting a beer belly, gave Ma Lin a taste of some Nordic shock. A long chop to the backhand, then a loop to Ma Lin's wide forehand. The classic pressure the backhand, attack the forehand tactic, perfect against penhold players. Initiating with a backhand loop cross court, he relentlessly attacked Ma Lin's backhand, still relentlessly pressuring the penholder's backhand. Then on the receive, he pokes it long to the forehand, then pins Ma Lin's backhand, pinning the forehand, then attacking the backhand, relentlessly pinning the backhand, pin the forehand, attack the backhand, pin the backhand, attack the forehand. He's really moving him all over the place. In the end, the experienced and versatile Waldner successfully defeated the tournament's number 2 seed, forcibly postponing the latter's Olympic singles champion dream for another 4 years. Okay, let's bring on the next victim, the star of our video, Timo Boll. In our last video, we mentioned that Waldner would later give young Boll a masterclass. Well, that was in the Olympic singles quarterfinals. At that time, although Boll had beaten Waldner before in regular tournaments, when it came to a do-or-die match at the Olympics, Boll's disadvantage, his steady loop-based style lacking in killing power, was magnified. When Waldner adopted a more aggressive counter-attacking approach, Boll's two winged loops still seemed a bit flimsy. 8-9, blocking to a wide angle. Having reached match point, Waldner revealed a cunning smile. Tenor, a flick receive and a quick block down the line into the open court. This is the gap between first class and world class. On crucial points in major competitions, Waldner could still deliver the fatal blow. Finally, a long ball to the middle followed by a forehand counter loop, and Boll fell short of the semi-finals. And Waldner, with the King and Queen of Sweden watching, accomplished the feat of reaching the Olympic top 4 at 39. Boll probably never imagined that this Olympic singles run would be the best result of his entire career. Sigh indeed, his later attempts were quite disappointing. Lu Guozheng's most famous classic match was undoubtedly against South Korea at the 2001 Osaka WTTC. He defeated South Korea's Oh Seng-yi and Kim Tae-keseo, single-handedly winning 2 points to turn the tide. His comeback from 7 match points down against Kim Tae-keseo is considered an eternal legend in the table tennis world. Lu Guozheng's technical characteristics, while possessing the traditional Chinese forehand kill shot, his backhand had a full arsenal for dealing with loops, including close to the table blocks, drives, punches, and roots. You could say that the backhand of Chinese shake-hand players, after going through the eras of Ma Wenj and Gong Lingwei, had officially formed its own philosophy and system. His forehand was fluid and powerful, and he also had an incredibly nasty set of spin-no-spin serves. So, let's review this match. Boll vs. Lu Guozheng. First game. Lu Guozheng got into his rhythm faster, quickly launching a forehand loop offensive. 2. He got off to a good 4-1 start in the first game. CHN3. But then Boll scoring big with his close to the table backhand rips. CHN3. 5-9. A brilliant backhand block, placed right into Boll's armpit for a point. 5-10. A service error from Boll, and Lu Guozheng takes the first game. 6 NHD. Second game. Boll intensified his pressure close to the table, initiating attacks more proactively and countering more decisively. By taking a position close to the table, he seized the advantage in speed and took the initiative. In the second game, Boll, firmly planted at the table, was in complete control of the rhythm. Kano. Lu Guozheng could only back off. And was exhausted from defending. 2-8, a stylish flick followed by a squatting backhand counter loop to the wide angle, CHN2. The third game was Boll's unbeatable game, CIN2. Boll was on fire. He could and fully unleashed his powerful forehand loop. Fifth game, both players were fully warmed up. And this game had a ton of amazing rallies. (3-5), another swift, close to the table backhand rip, CHN3. In 3-3-6, a long-range backhand loop catches Lu Guozheng, who had already backed away with its spin. 7-3, serve, step around, and a forehand counter drive down the line. 13 How. To be honest, it was a disaster for me. I couldn't believe I lost. After the match, I thought I had given it my all. Just bad luck. However, at the World Cup in the same year, Boll pulled off something incredible. After this battle, you could say Boll officially became the #1 rival of the Chinese national team. 2005 Liège, Belgium World Cup. The German tank is on the move. After losing to Samsonov in the group stage, Boll advanced as the group runner-up. In the quarterfinals, his opponent was the two-time world singles champion and world #1, Wang Liqin. Yes, I really couldn't find a high-definition recording of this match, so please bear with this quality. Before this match, they had played 8 times, with each winning 4, a standard 50-50 record. This was their third meeting at the World Cup. Boll won in 0-2, and Wang Liqin won in 0-4. In the end, after a 7-game battle, Boll emerged victorious. In the semi-finals, Boll faced Mr. World Cup, the defending champion and Chinese penhold master, Ma Lin. If the highlight of the Boll vs. Wang Liqin match was the intense mid-table offensive and defensive rallies, then the match between Boll and Ma Lin was most interesting for the close-to-the-table battles and the contest of ever-changing rhythms and techniques. By the way, this was their 7th meeting. Ma Lin had won all 6 previous encounters. However, today, Boll's form seemed unusually sharp. Look at this point. Ma Lin's short game was countered by Boll's attack. Such delicate in-table play. In the latter half of the deciding game, Boll's touch got even hotter, initiating attacks with all sorts of loops. He made old Ma Lin feel powerless. Finally, with a forehand topspin point, Boll won 11-6 and advanced to the final. His opponent in the final, a young Chinese player, along with Boll and Chuang Qi-yan, was known as one of the 3 new century superstars. following the 2000 for Athens were a clash of new vs traditional styles. Then this match was a duel between the most advanced to winged looping styles. However, in the first game, Wang Hao was slow to find his rhythm. He made many unforced errors and quickly fell far behind Boll. Boll first quick blocks Wang Hao's explosive backhand flick, then hits a wide backhand to move Wang Hao out of position. Then he counter loops with his forehand to the wide angle, hitting Wang Hao's wide open backhand side. 10. Boll's forehand attacks from the side of the table down both lines. 11-3. He easily takes the first game. The third game was a game that was especially ahead of its time. In this game, both players for this long forehand push. This point was way ahead of its time. He ridiculously receives a short forehand ball with his backhand, then attacks from both wings to score. Look at this point. First, he withstands Wang Hao's forehand attack, then steps around to loop down both lines. First half of the game, Wang Hao played brilliantly, attacking with topspin at will from close and mid. A classic half-long, high-arcing forehand loop, short and spinny, extremely difficult to counter loop. It seems it's not that easy yet.